back to our channel, guys. If you're new here, in 2019, we paid off $100,000 in debt. So we created this channel to try to influence others to also believe that you can live without loans. This video, we're going to talk about 10 things we did to pay off $100,000 in debt, or what we did to accomplish that. Starting with number one.
So number one was we changed our mindset about debt completely. We started to develop this deep hatred for debt. If you follow anything Dave Ramsey teaches, he teaches you to have this gazelle intensity. Basically means run like a gazelle when a cheetah's chasing you. So once we developed that deep hatred, we realized we don't like having $100,000 of debt. We just want to get rid of it. So, we don't have to live with it. It's kind of been a mindset in America that you always have to have debt. But we just realized that's not the truth. You don't have to. So once we developed that hatred for it and changed our mindset, that's really where the start was.
First payment was $50. It was actually back early when we were I want to say dating. So the first big payment we made was probably $300. But the first payment, the very first payment, seeing how much he had, which if you've seen our other videos, it was about $80,000 of student loans. First payment I made was $50. So for people out there who think that it's just too much to get started, I knew that how you eat an elephant, one bite at a time. So I knew that we had to make a small payment to really get started. And it changed our mindset at that point, just realizing how hard we had to work to really get rid of the debt. And we'll talk about that today in this video by other things that we had to do.
So number two is sacrifice. We made a lot of sacrifices. The main one was our living situation. We moved apartments to somewhere between the $400 and $500 range a month. And that was just another way to cut our expenses down so we could put more money towards the debt. So sacrifices like that really helped off in the long term.
Yeah, to expand a little bit on our living situation, it was actually really, really hard for us because, as you know, you get what you pay for. So some of the places that we were living, we just lived, basically, let's just say our neighbors were very inconsiderate. They were very loud. We lived typically on a 2-story type deal where someone lived above us. All throughout the night, we would have people walking around, not sure why they weren't in bed, but they weren't. Walking around, I would say stomping around. I remember recording a video, and I'm gonna see if I can find that video to insert in here, where it was about 12 o'clock in the morning and literally all we can hear is them walking around. And we couldn't sleep. We couldn't do anything. Luckily, we only stayed in that place for about 3 months. I think that I probably pulled on some heartstrings with our landlord letting us leave. The next place we went, we wanted to keep rent low. I remember it was almost $700 for that apartment. That was about 2016 as well. So that place was not a whole lot better. We thought we were getting someplace better. It really wasn't. There was actually, coincidentally, a club that was in the vicinity of our apartment that we didn't realize it was just going to be bass vibrating all night. It was bad. That was mainly on the weekends. That's just to give you a little bit of taste. We went through a lot in order to try to pay off debt and keep our expenses low. This apartment had a balcony on it. So I remember one time there was this kid riding their bike on the balcony. Dennis had worked an overnight shift. He was trying to sleep. I want to see if I could also find that Facebook post I made, just oh my gosh, we're so miserable. One day we're going to have a house and this is all going to pay off after we, pay off all this debt. It was important to us to pay off debt because we knew that we didn't want to move into a house and get a mortgage with having so many liabilities with owing this person, owing that person. So I know a lot of people might not go that route. We believe in going that route, paying off all your debt before getting a house, to really just not have so many expenses, so many things that you have to pay here, there. So lots of sacrificing on the way. Number 3, we ate out once a month. And this is, I know, would be really hard for a lot of people to do. It was hard for us, but it also goes with number 1 and how we changed our mindset, and just we're disciplined. And we just decided that that's one of the main things that's going to be contributing to the money that you spend is what you eat. It's easy to go over budget with groceries. A lot of people spend a lot of money when they're trying to buy things for pleasure, such as eating out. We decided that we were only going to eat out once a month. This was in 2018. This was the year before we became debt free that we decided to do this. It was me, my husband, and we had a 1-year-old, so he really didn't eat out. It was just us basically that would eat out. And sometimes we would spend maybe $20 to $30 that 1 month on eating out. I remember 1 month specifically, we got Chipotle, and I was so upset because it was the one time we ate out and we were just not satisfied with our meal, basically, to keep a long story short. So, but we did that, and we were disciplined with that, and we did that for a long time. I think the first time we said, okay, we're just gonna do this for a couple weeks, and we're like, let's just do it for the rest of the month, and it was on from there. Okay, number 4 was meal prepping. Like I said before, grocery budget. Whenever you're going to the grocery store, you have to decide, buy groceries for that week, what you're going to eat. So in this case, we bought groceries specifically for things we're going to eat throughout the week. Most of our time was spent at work. We'll get into that later on in this video. So we definitely needed to meal prep and get things ready. So that way, once we get to work, we're not eating out. We're not spending extra money. We're just eating what we already have packed. So we would just make food for the week, that Sunday, and then just pretty much eat that the rest of the week. Sometimes I would also pack like a package of the dry oatmeal and take that to work. I specifically can remember in my head vividly my coworkers always being like, you're always eating oatmeal around 11 o'clock, because I was starting to get hungry and I had to get that stretch to lunchtime. So I would just take like a packet of oatmeal and then warm it up. They had like hot water in our cafeteria back when we worked in person. This was like 2018 again. And I would just eat that, and it would just, fill that hungry void until lunch. So meal prepping is definitely key for getting out of debt.
Yeah, and meal prepping really allowed us to save a lot of money. I had to meal prep all the time and go to work, take food from home. And a lot of my coworkers would be eating some good food from around fast food restaurants and order food in. And some would even poke fun at me because I'd just be having a little sandwich from home. But those little things added up. It allowed us to save a lot more money and put all the money we had towards debt. And those types of sacrifices are going to help you.
Number 5 was we cut cable. This was really hard for my husband more than me because I'm not a huge TV watcher, but it's a lot of money. So yes, we did still have internet, but your cable bill definitely taxed on a lot. I can't remember exactly how much it was at the time. I'm going to say it was at least $60, $70 on top of internet. And what our mindset was is that $60 to $70 could be decreasing our debt every month. So we got rid of cable.
Yeah, she really had to convince me because she knows I like my sports, like watching the NBA, NFL, all that. So it was really tough for me to not be able to watch sports and a lot of other programs I liked. But we did have Netflix, so we had some entertainment there. But we just saw the bigger picture and the future. Like this little sacrifice now of not having cable will allow us to expand our future even more and be able to buy things that we want. Like now we have quite a few streaming services. We're not trying to brag or anything, but we're just saying that the temporary sacrifice can allow you to thrive in the future.